Welcome. You have reached Imperial Reviews, and today recap is Power Book 2 Ghosts Season 4 Episode 9. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, let's get into it. So this has been much anticipated. We're down to the last 2 episodes and we're all looking to see how this ends. And they didn't disappoint. I didn't know where they were going. A lot of the trailer that we seen, it kind of happened early. So this is basically the wedding of Kane and Noma. And we want to know what's happening. Is it going to be real? Is it fake? Is it business? Some things got answered. So when we thought that some people thought that when we seen Effie with somebody, thought the twist would have been Tariq, but it wasn't. It was Kane. Of course, Effie showed up on his bachelor party, and you thought that Kane and Drew was going to be beefing. They just had a regular sibling back and forth, but you knew somebody's going to die. You knew somebody's going to die because the setup was there. You had Monet set up. Had Monet set up with her kids, telling them she love them. So you like, yo, somebody, the Tejada, somebody got to die in the Tejada. One of the kids, somebody, right? So you're going through this whole thing. You meet Noma's brother. They have a dinner. And you know the dinners is always supposed to be like hysterical because something always go down. So everybody was being petty at the dinner. Kane pretty much told Monet he needed to talk to her and told her pretty much that, you know, she was, he thanked her for coming, supporting him at his wedding. And pretty much she told him she was proud of him. And, you know, he didn't have to step up when Lorenzo went to jail, but he did. And so, you know, pretty much, you know, that was what he needed from her. And so Noma pretty much said that, Monet, we gotta talk, you know, I'm gonna be your daughter-in-law for Christ's sakes. And pretty much like Monet was like, we ain't gotta be friends or nothing like that. I don't want back in. So Monet was like, but I do want money. And so Noma was like, well, listen, I left a package up in Staten Island. Go pick it up, it's yours. No strings attached. Meanwhile, Carter told Tariq, I need you, some kids making moves out. I need some kids making moves out in Staten Island. I need you to go find out who it is. So Drew overheard when he went to do his pickup again with his cronies. He overheard them saying that he thought that he was Carter's new guy, but he sent it to Tariq up Staten Island and do something. So Drew knew that. They also heard they couldn't find Monet after the reception, or the wedding dinner, pre-wedding dinner, and the aunt told him that Monet said she got to go up Staten Island. So Drew and Diana pretty much know something is up, something is off. And also Effie came in, and Effie mentioned saying that the Russians said that they had to go up Staten Island too. So they dipped up there, and when they dipped up there, they found it was set up. The Russians pretty much pulled up on Tariq and Monet. Drew and Diana pulled up on the Russians, killed the Russians. Where we seen Tariq lighting Monet's car on fire is pretty much them faking Monet's and Tariq's death or whatever. So Carter went to Noma pretty much saying it was 2 bodies in Monet's car. We assume it's Monet and Tariq, but we don't know until forensics get everything done. And so after that, what took place from there is they hold on, I just drew a blank. After they faked their death, Carter and Norma was upset. Well, Norma was upset, and so now Tariq was in the warehouse. This is where he talking to Davis, asking Davis, is he going to participate? That's where, remember, we seen Davis with the gun, and so his mission is to get rid of one of Norma's goons. He also gave Norma some paperwork. So we find out, we see Norma's brother, and pretty much we looked at Norma's brother, and he's in there, and he's telling Norma, listen, he don't like the way how she's running business. She's pretty much saying everything's under control. Anya was there, she was being a brat. So they got the plan. Carter, where he goes, they look at Drew. Drew tells them pretty much Carter goes to the chapel and he do confessions, and when he does confessions, cameras are everywhere, so they zap the security person with the cameras. Tariq is laying on Carter. He pretty much put a gun on Carter while Effie and Braden was watching with the cameras. Now, the problem with that is that before this, Tariq wanted to leave Braden and Effie out, and he decided that he needed them both. He told Braden no drugs, and Effie pretty much was looking at, this is her way out, so she had to participate. Plus she knew how to work, the tech side. Effie also, she got accepted into that robotics school she was looking for, so she got accepted in. So what take place from there is that Tariq rolled up on Carter. Carter, of course, Tariq is a weenie with the strength. Carter just basically bested him, took the gun from him, locked him up, pretty much threw him in the car. Braden is chasing behind Carter, and pretty much Braden had the balls like, well, what I'm gonna do? I gotta do something for my guy. So he crashed Carter's car, and Carter, that's what knocked Carter out. And so when Carter woke up, that's how he ended up in that where the warehouse thing where Tariq had him locked up, and he said, what you gonna do now, Tariq? So that's really kind of how that episode. But before Carter took Tariq in the car, he called Norma and let him know that Monet is alive. And so right then and there, Norma started telling her henchmen. She pretty much told her brother, listen, now they had the wedding reception at this point. Pretty much told her brother, if he see Monet, kill her on sight. We'll ask questions later. So now the people start weighing the Tejadas out, and Lil Durk did a cameo appearance there, and pretty much that could be Kane tied to CB4. Not CB4, what is it, CBI in Chicago or whatever. So what happens from here is, because they don't have Lil Durk all of a sudden showing up in episode 9 for nothing. So after they had Norma went up to Kane and pretty much told Kane, hey, basically, I want to know if this is real or not. Are you really with me? And so she had her men take out Diana and Drew, take them out the house, and they put them in the car. When they got in the car, pretty much Monet was already there on site. And so they had Monet on some old sharpshooter, taking out, Monet probably took out 10 of Norma's goons in this episode. They let her go out like a G. And so they pretty much, from there, Monet was killing all the people, taking them out one, like she's assassin, taking them out one by one. She took out, and so they killed the dudes in the car that Drew and Diana was in, and she was like, where Kane at? And they said he's inside. And pretty much she was like, well, y'all get going, I gotta go in there after them. And they was like, no, we going with you. So they told her to go on the side, they gonna go around the back. So she going around the side, and she pretty much icing everybody. She going for her child And meanwhile, they got Kane tied to a chair and pretty much telling him like, yo, your mom is against us. He like, no, she ain't against us. That's my mom. And he was pretty much telling when he ain't have nothing out there, you know, it's a struggle for a young black kid to come out and she always had my back. She never went against me, and she never will. And pretty much Noma was like, well, you need to choose. And so Kane was like, F you. Basically, I'm choosing my mom. And so by this time, Monet used her henchman, used one of Noma's henchmen as a protection, and went in there and was shooting up the place to get free Kane. Kane fell on the ground, and so Noma's pretty much, see, Monet chose you. Now you're gonna die with him. And so they had Monet behind like the wall. Kane was on the ground tied to a chair. And so the only thing that they had Monet, she was dressed like she could go to the hip-hop concert or the hip-hop performance, and she got the high heels on. She ain't got no War Report clothes on, nothing. They got her fully throttled. So nevertheless, just like most movies we done seen, she's looking at Kane and knowing Kane could die, and she gonna go all out for her child. And of course, she ain't got no strategy with going out. She just run out, guns blazing, just shooting, missing everything. And pretty much they got her wide open, and they just shot her up. And then Kane was like, no, of course he on the ground, it's dramatic. They shot Monet up, and Monet dropped right in front of Kane. And by that time, Noma and them got loose. And when they got loose, Drew and Diana came in right after that, and Monet pretty much, she died out, she bled out and said, my babies. And so that was a twist. That's the twist, because a lot of us online that do these recaps and on the platforms, we all assumed that Monet was going to jail. We knew she was going to jail. So she went out in a blaze of glory, and this season has been about her redemption, and this is her redemption arc. She put her life on the line for her kids. She was trying to make up for all the wrong she did, and you know, she pretty much sacrificed her life for her child. And that's how she went out, especially after she always gave Kane a hard time the whole time. So now we still got Carter. They got Carter locked up, Tariq and them, and they try to figure out what they're going to do with him. The trailer shows the Tejadas getting locked up, and so it's going to be interesting. How does this all play out? It shows one scene where Tariq and Anya is running out somewhere, so it's going to be interesting how this all plays out or whatever. And we know Carter, somewhere Councilman Tate's gonna, not Councilman, Senator Tate is gonna play a role in getting Carter locked up. I think Tariq is gonna use Senator Tate somehow to find Carter's dirty to pretty much get all of them off somehow or whatever. And so that's, you know, that's somehow that's gonna play in the role with that. So yeah, it was definitely a good episode, and that was a crazy twist to see Monet, rest in peace Monet. That was a crazy twist to see her be the one to get killed at the end and go out in a blaze of glory. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.